See King Kong battle the Kong of Steel. Challenge a copter squadron. Defy an army of tanks. Fight primordial monsters. An all-new adventure. King Kong Escapes. Thrilling in Technicolor.
German sits with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of Pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's Pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alas, my fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
You guys want to go get some DESSERT?
Yeah, dude, I need me a TREAT.
What you guys talking about?
Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert?
No, shut up! Don't say it!
Why?
Oh god, how do we tell you this?
Simon can't spell.
What? He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited.
He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Okay, what is happening?
We told you he gets excited when he hears the word TREAT.
What you talking about? Taxes.
Oh, shucks.
What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh. Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about FOOD.
Okay, so are we getting an SNACK?
Snack? Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
dude, really?
Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack.
So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
God damn it!
Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an NAP.
Yeah.
What does NAP spell?
Party.
Good evening. Let me make sure I got the good mic. And it looks like I do got the good mic. After 2 weeks, I am finally back with my loves. All my loves, except for her colors. Because she's evil. She's spelling the no-no word in the chat. So No, I'm not gonna highlight colors and words. But my good friend Plungecast, he says, "Hey yo, welcome Plungecast. Good seeing you here." Who else is in the chat? Oh, I see colors. Great Sage. I am Prime Master. Why are you here? Well, we're gonna find out in a second when I bring you on. Meme Lord Woodrow says, "Hail the chat. Hail Meme Lord Woodrow." Oh no, it's Mango with perversions, as he always is. Colors is clearly spamming the chat. Anyway, so I got Colors spamming the chat, and I got Fatiguers outside with their fireworks. So it's going to be an interesting and glorious show, to nonetheless. And if you have not figured out by the thumbnail, we're going to talk about 1959's The Mummy from Hammer Studios, and it was a very glorious watch party. And I got I got a thing of pizza in my mouth, so not the best way to stream, but I can't help when food is served. But what was it? So we are here, away from the drama, away from the complexities of grown men acting like kids, and just here to have fun, escaping for an hour or two, talking about, in my opinion, the best mummy movie to date. I think it is, and we'll talk about it. So, with that being said, time for me to bring on my guests as we have a glorious conversation about tonight's movie, The Mummy. And here is my first guest. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me last match.
You're welcome. And let me bring on my second guest. Here we go.
You know what they say, nobody gives a hummer like a gummer.
It's Prime.
What do you mean it's Prime? What the fuck does that mean?
It means it's you.
What the fuck does that mean? You know what, last Matt? You know what? No. I want to say something. I want to say something. You start talking about this mummy movie, which is clearly older than your sex life. Good God, man! Like, what is going on with you? CG is burning all around you. Everybody's getting struck in here. You are talking about fucking Crypt Keeper.
No, okay. Guys, I want to apologize for Prime. He's a retard. I didn't mean for him to bring him on, but
I never said I wasn't.
Touche. We have one fan in the chat, and he's a pervert, so I guess it's on brand. So,
Mako, what the fuck, man? You're supposed to go sub to our Rumble. You better go sub to our Rumble. We're gonna get struck. Don't you know?
You're extra hostile today.
Of course I'm hostile. I'm always hostile. I just hide it.
Anyway,
where the fuck is Einbrick? Did you give him a link?
I did. He's Einbrecking somewhere.
Oh my god. Mango, cover your ears. You see, this is why I fucking hate when he does this type of shit. You know, he goes and jerks in a fucking corner, and then he looks at it with a blue light and counts how many fucking little dots are on the wall. I mean, for God's sake.
Now that Prime is doing the whole angry rant, now we gotta cleanse the air. So here we go.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
I just got back inside. I went down to
You just got back inside. Where the fuck have you been? Where the fuck have you been? I swear to God, I am tired of you being late and gay. Even though I know you can't help the second part, but still. And what is that sound? I keep hearing a whip sound in the background.
I just told you there's a lot of fatigue going on outside with the fireworks.
Dude, it sounds like you got like an underground sex dungeon. You got a dominatrix underneath your house.
Thanks for talking about me like that.
Oh no. What happened?
Yes, and as you can see now, I was trying to upload the an overlay with the mummy, but that didn't go out well. So
wait, what did Lady Shadowban say?
I said, stop talking about me like that.
Stop talking to me.
Oh my god, my
Dude,
side!
is she bullying you and doing the stop hitting yourself thing?
Oh my god, my side!
I want to say hi to Baz. He's in the chat. I didn't say hi to Baz, so I want to say hi to Baz because Baz is here and he's in the chat, and I want to say hi to him. So there we go. Baz is in the chat, and everybody's here to listen to our conversation about 1959's The Mummy. As I said before, it is probably the best mummy film to date. Now, before I let you guys say what you got to say, and everybody will have a chance to speak, I want to read this excerpt of this book, The Overlook Horror Encyclopedia by Phil Hardy. Let me just turn my camera for a second. If hopefully it's not in 2p frame, but this is one of my most prized possessions in my book library, the Overlook Encyclopedia, and it has a section on the Mummy. 1959 is The Mummy. So I'm gonna read.
It has a section on your mom. Oh God!
I'm gonna read an excerpt, Primathor, and this is what it says regarding the movie. So, Fisher, meaning Terrence Fisher, the director, Fisher's surrealist use of color as most unforgettable in the nightmarish scenes of the mummy's death in the swamps, and in the opening sequence set in ancient Egypt, together with his unnerving sense of camera position and cutting, give the movie a genuinely macabre poetry never achieved in mummy films before or since. At the time, Hammer's movies were still made in Technicolor, which gave them warmly saturated colors, which Fisher and his cameramen molded into a distinctive style, marked differently from such non-Hammer movies as Horror, The Black, and all that such. So, in other words, I agree. I agree right now with that movie, with what it said. I think as I was watching it, I couldn't help but really love the visuals. The camera work was pretty good. It had a very spooky and I think Nightmarish is the word, especially during the scenes in the swamp. And combine that with the makeup of the mummy was very well done.
Yeah. You know how great it was the last minute. I joined in the last 20 minutes of the movie, and it was the only 20 minutes you needed. That's how great it was.
So, anyway, let me give it to Helmet. Helmet, what's going on? I mean, Helmet, tell me about what your thoughts on the movie were.
The movie is good in the good old Hammer fashion. Very nice screenplay. Almost reminded me of a theater play, especially when they are back in England and everything happens there. The Egyptian part reminded me a bit of the historical movies, like the ones with Charlton Heston. The Ten Commandments or Ben-Hur, for example.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that too. It had a lot of that Ten Commandments flavor to it during the scenes that took place in Egypt, especially when we go into the origin story of Karis, the Christopher Lee character who becomes the mummy. So when you go into the whole reason why he became
that was Christopher Lee. Holy shit, he's fucking tall.
Oh yeah, he's very tall. Very versatile as an actor too. So he went from being Dracula to being the mummy. And so his character, he's a high priest for the queen, and he talks about there's a flashback sequence where we see him performing a ceremony after the queen dies. It's like a whole purification ceremony. But what happens is that, you know, after the ceremony is complete and what have you, he's detailed on the whole process. But he tries to bring her back to life, which is a desecration. So he's caught doing it. As a result, he's punished by the Egyptian community, and then they sentence him to life as a mummy. So he's buried alive. And then I fast forward to present time where he's brought back to life by one of the servants of the original Egyptian royalty. So, yeah.
And just like that, it's the basis of the newer movies with Brendan Fraser.
So, but yeah, just to attest to Helmut's point about the Egyptian scenes.
Yeah, and to say something more about the movie. Most mummy movies suffer from one thing, and that is that they have a lot of historical explaining to do about the Egyptian background and why that mummy turns out as a mummy and stuff like that. But they did it very well in this movie.
And that's the thing. I really was very caught in by the details of the Egyptian scenes, the ceremonies. You could tell there was some research done. Good costumes, good sets, and
Yeah,
again, I agree with the assessment by Phil Hardy.
we should talk about the comparison between that movie and the Universal movie with Boris Karloff.
So let me start with that. So I haven't seen both versions, and I don't have the Hammer version on Blu-ray, but I'm gonna get it because I really love this movie. I do have the Universal Boris Karloff on Blu-ray, and as much as I like the cinematography, as much as I like the performances and the pre-code risks that the movie took, it was a pretty boring movie, very slow moving, and as far as like Universal monster movies goes, it's very disappointing in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
Especially when you put it in comparison with the Hammer one. It gets pretty obvious where the mistakes and the failures happen in the Universal one with Karloff when you watch that one.
So what do you think makes this version of the Mummy work as opposed to the Universal version from 1932?
This movie gives room to everything and explains everything very well, and it connects the scenes from Egypt to the scenes to England and what happens in between very, very good. There is not much.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Pause it up for a second. Mango, Helmet is talking. Please don't interrupt with your insanity because it's rude to Helmet. I'm sorry he did that to you, Helmet. Please
Multiple people saying they can't fucking hear you right now in chat last minute, so I don't know if they're fucking with you or what.
They're fucking with me.
Benny being the stand-in for the character who's in this version of the movie too is not great. Like,
that guy in that movie, Einbrecht, looks like an Egyptian Cary Grant.
Yeah.
And the Benny guy from the Brendan Fraser mummy looks like a rat, like a fucking Skaven.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Hey, Arcana! We got all the horses! Hey, Benny! You're on the wrong side of the river!
Yeah, isn't it funny that this movie plays with Jewish stereotypes very often? not that
God.
movie that we are talking about. I mean the Brendan Fraser mummy.
You mean like how you just start speaking Hebrew and then Mummy just pulls out gold and he's like, "Yeah, I know what you want."
Yeah.
And then he just goes. So then he sees the gold and Benny's just like, "Oh, my prince! Oh, my master! Oh, I will do anything for you. What do you need?" And he just holds up the jar and says, "Find the rest of these."
The best scene is when he sees his Star of David around his neck, and he dismisses him in a second as a slave.
Yep. I grew up with the Brendan Fraser mummy movies. I like them, but not everybody does. So
me and Helmet had a conversation about that before we watched the movie. We got on the Brendan Fraser mummies. What were you telling me in the back, Helmet?
Yeah, those are very good movies. 3 movies, am I right?
Brendan Fraser had The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, and the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Tomb of the Dragon Emperor I can't stand because it's a Jet Li fucking. It's just a Chinese mummy movie, but it's not a mummy movie because it has nothing to do with Egypt.
But it has Yetis.
I don't like it. It's not Egypt. Seriously, it's like the whole Egyptian culture is supposed to showcase in The Mummy as that there is like an underworld, there is like some type of demigod demons that are allowing these fucking freaks to come back alive. But once you start divulging into other cultures and their gods and everything like that, then it's like counterintuitive at that point. It's like, okay, so the Egyptian gods are real, but so is the Chinese like lore. And now like at the ending of the third film, like they were talking about mummies in Brazil and shit.
Do they feel soapy?
Hey, mute your fucking mic.
Your mother. Eat a dick.
Your mother. I can hear her.
I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to do a stream about a monster movie from 1959 by Hammer Studios, and I brought a fatty and a Canadian on, and it totally hijacked the stream and took us away from a very deep and thoughtful conversation about a mummy played by Christopher Lee. Now I'm going to bring them back on, and maybe they'll play nice. So can you please stop fighting?
No, because he won't. You know, I can't. All right, just for you, Elasma, I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, I unmuted. She was done talking, so I unmuted, and then she.
I sent your mom my best regards from Germany.
I'll let her know. Hey, Mom! My Nazi buddy says he sent you his best regards.
Oh God!
What? Whoa! Hold on.
Quality streaming, folks. Quality streaming. Anyway, Vinzinger, aka Otaku, aka the W, he says, as much as I like the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, classic Universal Mummy and 59 Mummy, but 59 Mummy was a stronger taste. Yeah, I thought 59 Mummy was the best.
Do you guys think, now that we watched it together, that the Fraser movie took some parts out of the Hammer movie?
After seeing, because I caught the last bit of the movie, but I could tell that even from the costume design of the 59 movie, that they took a lot of inspiration from that movie, not the Universal Monster movie.
Yeah, and I think the underlying love story is similar to the love story that they used in Mummy 2.
It's very similar because that's that was the plot of the Mummy 1. Mummy 2 actually made it happen, because in the Fraser Mummy movie, it was him trying to restore the soul of a Nuxuna Moon into the woman in the Mummy. However, that failed. Then they found a literal doppelganger lookalike in the future in the Mummy 2, and she literally does sit there and commit seppuku, and the soul of her past self goes into this new body, which a Nuxuna Moon actually does become alive again. So there you go.
I think Rachel Weisz's character is similar to the female character in that movie.
Yes. Oh, Georgina Floyd is here, and she says she.
I met Georgina Floyd in person at Heroes Con, so you better not talk ill of her because I will fuck you up, all yous.
So I heard that's a real woman.
She's real. She's beautiful, and I almost proposed to her, but she's weighing her options. Yeah, she's weighing her options right now, so I can't.
Weighing her options.
Yes,
weighing her options.
Absolutely, she's got options. You don't know.
I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know. You know. The last guy I talked to in Ibert's Discord, who was very what would you call him, Ibert? He just doesn't like other people of certain colors. It ended up being the meme. He ended up being the meme.
Oh, you're talking about my buddy.
So Mango says he prefers the Karloff Mummy, which is interesting. So Karloff's a good actor, so I can definitely see. Hey, I'm trying to talk here. Anyway, Karloff is a good actor, so I can see people preferring that version. But I just think overall as a mummy, I think Christopher Lee is just many times better.
That's so. That was Christopher Lee.
Yeah, that was Christopher Lee as the mummy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
He's given to exaggerated movements, and I think for monsters, exaggerated movements are more interesting.
So I got a question. So with Christopher Lee's Mummy, because I like I said, I caught the last 20 minutes of the movie. He never talked during the whole damn movie, did he?
No.
Not as the mummy, not as the mummy, as the priest.
He was still alive as the priest, but never as the mummy.
Huh.
Remember,
Interesting.
his body was entombed, so the bandages have basically become fossilized with him. So there's no part of his body outside of his limbs can actually move.
Yeah, and they cut out his tongue when they embalm him.
Yeah.
But he pulls the Egyptian priest pretty good off.
Yeah, he did a good job. He's a pretty stupid cold, whatever the hell it is. He does. Christopher Lee's one of those actors that he does a good job generally. Like, I was convinced he was like a proper villain when he was playing Dooku, and I hate those movies, by the way, but he was a good choice for that role.
He's also a good Saruman.
Yes.
And he's a good Bond villain. You
Yes.
can think whatever you want about the man with the golden cold, but he as Hector Salamanca is a very good fit.
No, he
as
really
a Bond
was.
villain.
He's a wonderful actor. Another cheapers. I'm not allowed to talk apparently. The other one I like is what was his name? Grand Moff Tarkin. I can never remember his name.
Peter Cushing.
He was literally in this movie.
I know. I can't remember his actual name.
Peter Cushing.
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Cushing for the pushing. Remember it that way.
Yeah, fair. Peter Cushing is a phenomenal actor. He's one of my favorites. He's great. I miss the days when actors really sort of actually bothered to put a little more effort.
You know what the difference between older actors and newer actors is, don't you, Einberg?
Lack of
a lot of actors that came into film came from theater first.
Yes.
At the turn of the century.
Not just theater, often play actors, songwriters, playwrights.
When you're having to sit there and recite lines on a constant basis, it's not like movies where you take 20 cuts and it's like you move on to the next scene. These guys literally sit there and play the same character 100, 200, sometimes up to 500 times in different theaters.
Right,
and they have to get it right every time. So
yeah, we talked about this when we talked about the Phantom of the Opera, and during that time, a lot of those were theatrically trained actors, and a lot of those movies were shot kind of like as if they were on stage.
Yeah, that's the difference between modern actors, because they don't sit there and try to put themselves into the character anymore.
Right. No. It's the other way around. You're phrasing it improperly, Prime. They don't try to become the character. They put themselves into the character, is what modern.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, the last person who actually did that was Heath Ledger. He got so fucking crazy with it. He offed himself.
The unfortunate thing with Ledger is he, like many method actors, will like engage in like starvation and other tactics to get into a role. And I suspect it took its toll finally.
Well, that and doing Brokeback Mountain probably broke him, you know.
Well, yeah, you know.
There are
anyway. So the cinematography in 1959's movie was pretty good. I can't stress that enough. I think visually, if you compare this movie with the original Universal movie, I think visually the colors really add to the movie. The atmosphere of the swamp scenes. Like, the mummy's not just some guy come back from the dead in bandages. Like, I think the swamp gives it a very reptilian look to it, which I think adds to the monstrous characterization of the creature. And
so, quick question.
Wow.
The movie was 1959, right?
Yes, it was.
Swamp Thing came out before that, right?
What?
The Creature of the Swamp.
Wait, what?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Do I have to look it up?
Are you talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yes, that movie.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I don't remember titles.
You called it Swamp Thing.
He said Swamp Thing and then Creature from the Swamp. I kicked him because he deserves to be kicked for that. Yeah, and I want him judged by the panel.
I was going to say, like, that's a plant monster if you're talking about Swamp Thing, you fucker.
He said, I can't believe he said Swamp. Answer for your crimes, Prime.
I will answer for my crimes. I haven't seen any of those damn movies. That's what I was asking.
Okay, Guy. Okay, listen, Guy. What you say has no relevance because you're in the ban zone. Okay, so I don't read Banish. I don't translate Banish. So
wait a second. Wait, ban zone? What did you do? Ship it to the same area Dario's in?
So there are 3 members in the chat who are banned: Guy, Colors, and Jabby. You know them
Wow.
as Guy in his room, Carol Colors, and Jabba the Cuck. They're banned.
Wow.
So
You
see
put
them
them
in
in the
chat
Dario
typing,
zone. Wow.
No. In this chat, we call it the ban zone. So they can type, but we don't acknowledge it. We don't reply to it because they're in the ban zone. And because now they're in the ban zone, they have different names. So now
Then why the hell did you highlight his comment and read it then?
Because I need receipts. Otherwise, people think I'm gonna talk to a ghost, and I don't talk to ghosts. So Geek,
well,
Colors, and
that's
Jabbage are the 3 members of the ban zone.
Yeah, the ban zone is also where functioning internet of your household is, Elasmith.
You know, Helmut, I bring you on here as a guest, as an esteemed member of the community. I don't appreciate you undermining me and pulling the carpet from under me because I give you a home and a voice
I have something on topic for you because as retarded as Prime is, he kind of has a point. There's a 1946 horror movie called Strangler of the Swamp.
Okay.
And in that movie, it is about a ghost, I think, who haunts the marshlands. The guy has a similar makeup than Christopher Lee in that Mummy movie. So he's kind of right, but he's also kind of retarded.
Yeah.
Hang on. I gotta say it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah, I mean, Helmet.
Strangler in the Swamp, 1946. Okay, I see it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. And I definitely see that. Oh yeah,
that's a very good movie, by the way.
What's that one about in particular, Helmet? I don't think I've seen that one.
There's a guy who is framed for murder, and then when he dies, he haunts the marshlands. But it was very long ago when I watched that movie. But it's a very well made little horror movie.
That and Chud are something we have to watch sometime for our last match show. Like, Cannibalistic Human Underground Dwellers is a ridiculous movie.
Oh, you mean
and
Chud?
The movie, yeah, Chud. And the movie that Helmet just proposed sounds fun too.
Yes.
So what you're looking at right now is this is the makeup job for Christopher Lee as the Mummy, and some differences between this and the Karloff version. So here they definitely have him bandaged up and of course bandages, and it just looks more dead, more decrepit, more monstrous. So you're definitely looking at
more buried
undead creature.
Well,
very
most importantly, it looks like it's extremely stiff and ancient.
And it's a very different role than what Christopher Lee played with Dracula, where that role is more animated and definitely more animal-like. Here, it's stiff, controlled, but definitely detached. Definitely a killing machine in all aspects of the definition of the word. So,
which is what he's supposed to be. He's a mummy.
Yeah. Now, Mango makes a point, because I've seen Chud, and honestly, I have to kind of agree with him. I'm not saying that my word is law, but I saw Chud, and I was kind of underwhelmed by it. Kinda. Just me though. But I was kind of underwhelmed by it. So not a bad movie. I know it's got its fans and it is a cult classic, but I was kind of underwhelmed.
Chud can't be a bad movie. It has Daniel Stern in it, and that guy is awesome.
Helmet.
Yeah, no, he was good in that movie. He was actually one of the best parts of that movie. That
Helmet,
and the makeup.
You didn't hear it because my mic was muted at the time. But when I said that you said hi, when my Nazi friend says hi, my mom was like, "Why?" With like a concerned tone in her voice.
I'm coming for your mother.
Like she's just like, "Why?" It's like, "Oh, that's glorious." No,
I'm like, "Are you hiding your mother under the floorboards?"
She is hiding under the floorboards, sir.
Lovely lady, love her.
We're supposed to be
she's crazy as shit, but she's she's my mom. She gets a pass.
Well, there you go. There you go.
She gets a pass. She gets a pass. Oh my
That's
God.
what he
We're gonna have
said.
a talk later. We're gonna have a talk later, Lambert. Oh my God.
Here's a shot from the movie. This is Peter Cushing's character. Peter Cushing plays the son of one of the excavators of the original lot where they dug up Karras's remains, and the mummy is called to kill the excavators. So Cushing, being the son of the excavator, was in the mummy site. But Cushing is married to a woman that looks exactly like, of course, because she's played by the same actress, but looks exactly like the queen that Karras had an affair with. So
is that the movie poster or is that the official cover they used?
It's a lobby card. The cover is,
okay.
is hold on. Yeah, the cover is in my background right there.
That's really cool, man. I really like that lobby card.
The lobby cards are great. I mean, that's a lost art today, but they have some really good ideas for lobby cards.
I love the show, like that they use like a showdown perspective, like the fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the 60s and 50s and 60s and 70s had the movies just took advantage of these lobby cards, and they're collector's items. You can go on eBay and get like your lobby card from one of your favorite movies, and they will have them on eBay. Some
Very cool.
some of those like thrift shops that carry like all kinds of antiques and niche stuff. They'll have lobby cards for sale too. So anyway, Mango says Einbrick's mother is best lore. Mango, you're a pervert. You're an absolute pervert, but I like having you in the chat for some reason. I don't know.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said that Einbrick's mother is best lore.
Oh no, Einbrick, you better hide your mother.
Oh no.
And then close with her violence. And by the way, guys, I do want to make an announcement. This is a handshake free zone, so we are men of peace here. So,
what about high fives?
That is a gang rape there. I do not.
What about that? What about
foot? No, hold up. Like we actually need to like discuss like the metaphysics and the morality of like high fives and like back pats at this point if handshakes are off the table.
Hold on. I want to read Andy Contreras' comment. He says, "All movies top notch. I got myself the Warner Brothers Gangster Collections Volume 1 and 2 at my local video game shop and half price books." Speaking of half price on the subject of monsters, so right now on Amazon.com, you can get the Godzilla vs. Violante Criterion Blu-ray for $20, half price of what it originally was. So take advantage of that. I was DMing with one of our guys, and he was asking about where to start with his Godzilla collection. So I was searching for some stuff for him, and they had that and the Showa collection that came out a few years back. It's half price now, so now's a good time to snag that.
Yeah, you got the Criterion Godzilla collection for about $135. It starts with 1954 to 65, I believe. However, if you want the original 1954 version with Raymond Burr, you're going to have to go back and buy the old original version of the Criterion collection.
That's another thing we should probably watch sometime. We should go through some.
Which one? We will. I mean, definitely the first movie. We definitely will, because it is in every aspect of the world a horror movie.
Yeah,
and it's very deeper than people realize. But yeah, lots of love about in the chat.
Which one are we talking about?
The original, the one without Burr.
I don't know, man. Burr kind of elevated it up to be like a lot of people say.
The Burr version is good. No, it is good. The version is very good. I will give it its props. But it does remove certain elements of the Japanese version that gives it the Japanese flavor that makes it a much deeper.
Yeah, flavor. I know. I like that's why I kind of wish there was some way that someone would splice the two together, where they still keep like the Japanese version with certain Burr elements. That'd be like so.
I already did, Prime.
You did. Oh, you did. Oh, we should watch that version. Yeah,
I'll hit you up later. Okay.
Oh, all right. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, you edited that?
Okay. I did, because I actually like the Burr version too, but the Japanese version just has so much good stuff in it that's like I didn't want to lose it, so I said let me combine the two, and I somehow made it work.
Very cool.
So we'll probably watch that later sometime. I'll show you guys that version, but going back to the Hammer movie. So Hammer had done Dracula and Frankenstein by this point, so they wanted to, because for those that don't know, Hammer bought the rights to the Universal monster movies. So rather than just showing them, they wanted to make their own versions of it. And if you ever compare the Hammer and Universal versions, they are very distinctly different. Not just culturally, but the tone of the movies, definitely
Dude,
the makeup jobs are different,
there's too much
which is good
comedy.
because
There's too much
Yeah, go ahead.
comedy in The Mummy in particular. Like
Which
the
version?
modern version of The Mummy, there's too much comedy in it.
We're talking about the old ones though right now, Amber. We're not
I-
talking about the new ones.
He just mentioned Prime. Would you fucking listen for 2 seconds? He just mentioned the fact that they bought it so that they could make and they're very culturally and like tonally different. And I'm saying like the modern Mummy movie just has too much comedy in it. Like it's okay to have like
The modern. Hell and I were talking about this. The modern version with Brendan Fraser was done more in the style of Indiana Jones. It wasn't even a horror movie.
No, it wasn't at all. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. But now having watched this for the first time with you guys, I don't think it's good. It's fun, but it's not good. Knowing now that the origin was a horror movie and they essentially just turned it into a dark comedy, not super impressed, to be honest.
It's really for like a more modern audience at the time, like people like me that grew up on the old horror movies. Like we watched that version and we're kind of like, oh, that's interesting take on it.
I think what the modern Mummy movie tried to be is a fan service movie with a lot of scenes taken out from the older Mummy movies.
Right.
That I will give you, Andy. Brendan Fraser was a great choice for the main character, and the woman that plays his wife, what was her name? Evie? I don't remember the actress's name. It was
Rachel
like
Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. She's cute as shit. I definitely agree on both those points.
Yeah,
she was making dinner. Hail Henry, welcome to the chat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Elma, go ahead.
Yeah.
But as we were watching this version, I think it was Einberg too, or Helmet that brought up the Egyptian aesthetics were from the modern Mummy came from this version of the Mummy.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Like especially even when you look at the gentleman who's like sort of quote unquote masterminding the Mummy, like Benny's a retard in the modern Mummy, but he's very sorry, he's very obviously meant to represent him right down to the fez he wears.
I think what they did right in the modern movie was the casting of Imhotep because Arnold, what's his name? Arnold
Vosloo.
Yeah, Arnold. That guy pulled it pretty good off as a mummy and a priest.
I agree. He's a good representation for Imhotep. I think, like, yeah. I'll stop dying, Mango, when my own biology stops trying to kill me, brother.
As Einberg recovers from his cough of death, this is a lobby card from the Mummy.
Dude, that is so cool. I love that. Like, look at the. I don't want to say it's pastel colors, but it's a similar style.
And the thing I noticed about this lobby card and as well as the poster is it gives them a very alien look to it. Like there was a lot of sci-fi movies that were coming out during this time. Sci-fi movies, the alien invasion was the craze. So it has like a play on the old sci-fi movies back then.
It came from the deep.
Mango, Wolslow played the villain in Strange World. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Vosloo has a very he was also Darkman in the second Darkman movie.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
He has a very long film filmography. He's been in a lot of projects you probably didn't even realize.
Yeah, dude, Mango, it really is an awesome poster. I love this art. It's so cool. It's very stylistic.
Yeah, beautiful colors. Yeah, it definitely is stylistic, and it's a reflection of the time. Definitely capturing the visual craze of the aliens from outer space invasion stories.
I really miss when artists cared more about creating their own style. It's actually one of the reasons why I stopped giving a shit about quality and started looking at do I like this style? Like when I'm looking at the art for things. Like, is this a really cool style that sort of fits the story? And that's like it's a better consideration, I think, than quality. I think quality. Sorry.
Andy Couture says art style reigns supreme. Like a lot of old pulp and sci-fi, I need to get an art book with a collection of his art style.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure there are books you can find that will do these like lobby card collections or like film poster collections.
I have a book, The Hammer Anthologies, which is kind of that, with a lot of background information and interesting facts. They go movie by movie. It's a very good book. I can recommend if you can get it in the US. It's in English. I think you.
Oh yeah, I definitely would.
I'd be inspired by the day when Earth stands still.
But yeah, Mango, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was talking about the visual aesthetics of this. Is I was thinking exactly that the day the Earth stood still. The robot. Let me find that poster and you'll see what I mean. But for those that don't know,
right now, 1 sec.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them actually.
Let me show the. Okay, I'm gonna show this poster. Yeah, I'm gonna show this one here. This is the poster. The official poster for Day of the Earth. But the robot it does bring back the visual callback to the robot. I think it's Claw 2. I think the robot's name is. But there you go. That's the lobby card for Day of the Earth Stood Still. You can see you can see a little bit of visual similarities between that and the
the rotting inhuman hand grasping a blood moon is a really cool visual. I like that a lot, man.
Yeah. So you can see like the visual callbacks, right? I mean, compare both of them.
Actually, I shouldn't say that may not necessarily be a blood moon. Is that grasping Mars or a blood moon? I should ask.
That's probably Mars because because Mars was the popular planet for the aliens from outer space during the 50s. And then in the 60s, they were creating new planets for them to come through. Yeah, I absolutely. Yeah, yes, Prime.
They never did Did they ever do a 50s movie on aliens coming from Uranus?
What did you? I have a question for you. Actually, what did you think of the modern remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still? The one with
Terrible. Terrible.
I haven't seen it, so who was that? One of the.
It's a Keanu Reeves movie.
2007, 2008, I believe is when it came out.
I think so.
Oh wow.
I wasn't terribly fond of it. That's my opinion. I don't think it was bad. It didn't do it for me. I like the original more.
Yeah, Chopping Mall from 1986 had a very good poster too. It's funny because that poster really betrayed what the movie was about.
Yeah, it's misleading.
It's very misleading, but it was a cool poster nonetheless. But
and the movie is pretty funny too. I like the movie, but the poster has nothing to do with the movie.
Totally not. I remember as a kid. So back in the 80s, when you were a kid and you went to your local video store, they had a whole section of like all these underground horror movies that you couldn't watch because your parents wouldn't let you watch it.
Killer Tomatoes.
What?
Killer Tomatoes. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was just dumb fun.
Yeah.
Like that movie was just what even is this?
Yeah, but the cartoon series was pretty good. The movie sucked.
Yes, you're not wrong about that. The video game was pretty fun too, though it was buggy as shit.
Yeah, but Chopping Mall is a pretty good little nasty 80s movie.
Chopping Mall. I don't think I've seen that one.
That's the one with the killer robots in the mall. They get locked. These kids that end up going to a mall, they get locked in, and then these robots that are security robots go haywire, and they start killing these kids off one by one. So.
Is it a futuristic one?
No, it takes place in the 80s.
The robots look pretty cheap, and they go haywire after a lightning struck the system.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it goes by the name Killbots too. So if you see Killbots, it's also Chopping Mall.
Oh, okay. I've seen clips of Killbots.
Yeah. I mean, Chopping Mall is actually it's a misleading title, misleading poster, but yeah. Angela Curry says, "Good evening, hello, Angela. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping by."
What's going on, Angela?
But yeah, I mean, Killbots is a
Gonna watch it for
classic, I
shopping
suppose,
malls.
of the '80s. I mean, it's better than like the average slasher movie that was coming out during that time. So I'll give it that.
And you know, a movie that Prime and I were talking about last night that I really liked, Mimic.
Sure.
I really
Uh-huh.
liked that movie.
Fuck yeah,
What
Mimic's
movie?
great. Mimic.
Oh, Mimic?
The jet.
Oh, with,
the cockroaches.
Right, with Mira Sorvino. Yeah, that was a good movie. That was a very good movie.
That movie was so fucked up, man. It messed with me for like a week.
Yeah.
We really needed to watch Connoisseur then. You'll be fucked up for a year.
Plungecast says you watched Screamers last week, so good. Screamers was also
I
that
don't
was an
like the
Italian horror
sequel,
movie.
though.
Screamers was
don't-
an Italian horror movie. Screamers was an Italian horror movie. I think it was known as Island of the Fishmen with Barbara Bach, and it came to the States
Wait.
as Screamers. So
What?
that was another one.
What? That's very peculiar. Why'd they rename it?
Because I guess Island of the Fishmen didn't carry the same oomph that Screamers did for the American audience.
It's pretty decent film, though. I remember, especially the first time you're introduced to the Screamers, the dude that gets mutilated in the desert. The wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. I saw the movie as a kid and on TV, and it stuck with me because of some of those scenes. Like, oh well, this is fucking freaky. But yeah, no, Mimic was a great movie, 100%.
Screamers is the mean version of Tremors.
So I got a
Kinda.
question. I got a question.
Yes.
What's the consensus on Deep Blue Sea?
Silly.
I hate it, but I enjoy watching it. Like, fundamentally, I hate it to the core of my being, but I can enjoy watching it because it's such a like campy movie. I can laugh at it.
Really? I actually
Yes.
enjoyed Deep Blue Sea as a good shark flick of the 2000s.
For me, nothing will ever beat Jaws 1. It's my favorite sort of weird shark movie. Like, it was just such a... I just enjoyed it. I haven't met that many other shark movies that I enjoyed. If you want something that's absolutely ridiculous that you can just roll your eyes and or laugh at, watch Sharknado, because good lord. It's something. It's something.
So we are deviating a bit from the Mummy theme. So
yeah.
Well, I can only give you 20 minutes of the film's opinion because I came in late.
You give me 20 minutes of the film's opinion and 80 minutes of your garbage, of your harassment, racism, and foot fetishism. Stop it and get back on brand. I expect better.
Excuse me, sir, but you owe me a foot shake.
He actually fucking said that out loud. I'm sorry, guys. He said that out loud. He should know better, but he doesn't, and now he's sullied the stream. You sullied my stream, Frank.
I also really like that Peter Cushing's character isn't entirely convinced that the gentleman who's actually controlling or at least directing the mummy, he's not entirely convinced that that person's actually directing the mummy. It's not until he sort of like sees them involved together that it dawns on him. It's like, oh.
Yeah, the guy playing them. The guy playing him was a good actor. There's a lot of good acting in this movie. A lot of good performances and a lot of sincerity in the performance.
That character is basically an H.P. Lovecraft story character because he has this cultist mind, and he commands an otherworldly force. That's what is in H.P. Lovecraft's stories.
Angela, I mean, I know Prime can be kind of obnoxious sometimes, but fixing him seems a bit extreme.
No, he needs to be fixed. Evangelist says he needs to be
I need to be fixed. You want to tip me into the pound?
There you go. He's fixed. Okay. So anyway, Andy Contreras says, when I first saw his death as a teen, it caught me off guard. Oh, you mean Samuel Jackson's death from Deep Blue Sea. And Mango is more yaoi. And on that note, let's bring Prime back.
Well, hang on. Bring up Mango's comment at 9:24 p.m. 9:24 p.m.
Hold on. Okay. The Sphere at Dustin Hoffman was better.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I kind
That's
of
what you want to
remember
reply
this.
to?
I only vaguely remember the Sphere, sadly.
I don't remember it at all.
It's okay. So basically, it's about an alien ship that they quote unquote found at the bottom of the sea. Dustin Hoffman's character was the guy who wrote up a report.
It was the alternate take on the Abyss or whatever, right?
No, this is actually a book written by Michael Crichton back in the 80s.
Because I remember seeing a movie that was similar to a movie that came out called The Abyss.
Okay, so The Abyss is basically about where a salvage team that basically does oil drilling is sent to try to retrieve and get nuclear warheads out from a submarine that supposedly collided into a mountainside, only to find out that there's an alien colonization at the bottom of the sea. That's The Abyss.
Yeah.
The movie we're talking about with Dustin Hoffman is basically where it's a alien ship that turns out to be a United States ship that time traveled to the future with an unknown object that is known as the Sphere.
Okay, gotcha.
And it literally takes their imagination and warps it and has the mindset of a child that they keep referring to as Jerry.
Okay, it's not the movie. It's not the movie I was thinking of then, because there's another movie I saw many, many years ago that was very similar to The Abyss, and The Sphere sounds like it's not the one I'm thinking of.
Leviathan is something you're probably thinking of. That's another movie that's kind of similar. That's got Peter Weller in it.
Maybe he's thinking about Octolus from 1998
How do you spell Octolus?
with Treat Williams.
But to get back on the point with the last match stream, the last 20 minutes of the movie were fine. It was very great. I didn't get the swamp death scene at all because, you're shooting him with conventional weapons. Right. And this is supposed to be a being that was woken up from, what did he die of? A broken heart? What did he just give up? Was it ever explained?
No,
he has that scroll in his hands when he goes under in the swamp.
Yeah.
Right. So is he only a time limit to basically renew his soul and stop being a mummy? Is that what was going on?
Because he wasn't under control at that point. Because the only thing that was controlling him was his love for the Queen, who he confused Peter Cushing's wife with. So once she left his sight, he was basically a creature without a direction.
A purpose.
Correct. That's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty well explained, but
The Phantoms from Kuntz is beautiful, says Mago. I don't know if I've seen The Phantoms. Kuntz.
Octolus is also as Deep Rising as the movie. Albrecht.
Yeah. Could be.
The movie's called Deep Rising. It's a Stephen Sommers film, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Deep Rising is a good movie too.
Yeah, it has some gory scenes that are pretty well made for the time.
Deep Rising. That's with who's that with? Is that with Ernie Hudson?
With Treat Williams.
Okay. You're right. Okay, I remember now. Yes.
That might be it. Actually, let me look.
Well, while you're looking, I'm going to ask Elasmac the hard questions. So, Elasmac, have they ever done a movie about the mummy being discovered by Nazis? Has anybody done a B or C movie with that?
I don't think so. That would be an interesting movie, though.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Because the only thing I could think of that came close was the Catherine Stargate series.
I think you must
basically that.
I think you got it right, Helmet. This looks familiar. I think this is the movie I was thinking of.
Yes, I'm glad that I could help, and that movie is pretty good, Einberg.
It is. I enjoyed it. I just noticed when I was a kid that it was very similar to The Abyss, right? And I was like, Have I seen this before?
I was a bit confused because it's not Deep Rising in Germany. It's called Octolus in Germany.
Oh, okay. So you have very different name because I was looking for Octolus and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally okay. It's just like we say, cultural and language differences. It's just the way it happens sometimes.
That's the strength of Elasmid's horror movie streams. You can discover some movies that you haven't watched in years or ever.
Yeah.
Or ever.
Ever.
Or ever. Yeah. Have you seen Strangler in the Swamp ever, Elasmid?
No, I have not. From the little bit that I've seen, as far as the stills, it does look interesting. Looks very.
We should definitely watch it for one of your streams then.
Yeah, we should. I think
because that's maybe one I don't want to.
Yeah, because I do want to continue on with like the Hammer stuff. Because next movie I do want to watch is the Curse of the Werewolf.
Oh, that's
with
a good
Oliver
one,
Reed.
man. That's a
really
really good one. You haven't seen it?
I have not. No.
Oh, that's gonna be a treat. That's another one I watched with my grandfather. I have a lot of fond memories of a lot of these movies because my grandpa would they come on television and we get to watch them. I get to watch them with him, and it's just like, this is so cool.
Curse of the Werewolf has the best story.
Yeah, that was the beauty of watching these movies is they come on TV and it was just an event when they were on TV and you could watch them like late at night. Sometimes like if you had a relative that was into them, you could watch it with them.
Like I got to see a bunch of stuff I would not have seen otherwise because my grandfather was like super into. He loved war movies. He loved a lot of the like Frank Sinatra World War II movies. They were like major favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, those used to come on like in New York City. They used to come on like on WWOR TV Channel 9 at night, or sometimes in the morning on WPIX Channel 11.
I can't remember the channel that used to play them for us is long since defunct. They got absorbed by a different network and rebranded. So I can't even remember the old name because I was like 7 or 8 at the time. But yeah, it's we used to watch that stuff. Like, my grandfather and I, and occasionally one of my uncles or my grandmother would watch that stuff with us. It was just cool. It was neat to see all this really cool content. I don't remember where I first watched The Mummy though. This is one of the ones I don't think I watched with my grandfather. I think The Mummy was one of the ones that I watched with friends later in life.
The Mummy was one of those movies, and we're talking about the Hammer version. It's one of those movies that you'd watch, and I guess depending on which state you guys are.
Sorry, I'm looking at the Mummy poster, and that's not what I meant to say. I automatically said The Mummy because it's what I'm looking at.
Right.
I meant,
but back in the 80s, back in the 80s, like in the Saturday afternoons is when you would watch this kind of movie. In New York City, it would come on like on Channel 5 before it became Fox 5.
We still had like drive-in theaters, when I was a kid. And we would sometimes go to those and watch movies at those. It was really, really cool.
We still have drive-in theaters here. Like I discovered them a couple years back, and I love going to the drive-ins. They're lots of fun.
Yeah, like it was really cool, man. It was an experience. We would go like once a month or once every 2 months because it was just something to do, and we would like sit out and like have like a mini picnic and like eat there and watch a movie.
Yeah,
it was really cool, man. It was super fun. Like it was a great experience as a kid.
And that's really what it is. It was just fun. Like watching these movies, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to have an experience with it and shut off the world, shut off the nonsense in the world, and just enjoy the escapism of these movies.
I love Master of Puppets, Mango. That movie is fantastic.
So if you've never been to a drive-in, anybody in chat, if you've never been to a drive-in, make it a point to go to a drive-in at one point in your life. I'm telling you right now, the experience is unparalleled.
I have to look up if it's possible in Germany, and if there are places where you can go.
Yeah.
My first interactions with those old movies were over VHS and Betamax and Laserdiscs. I have older friends, still have them, and I'm glad I have them. And I grew up with older friends who had these connections and who could get those VHSs, and we watched them on Saturdays, surrounded by Super Nintendos, and it was a unique experience. Really nice.
Yeah. Mango, you're talking about the TV station that got absorbed? Okay, thank you. Nelvana.
Okay.
Okay.
And he says, I didn't know drive-ins still exist. I only seen drive-ins in the movies. I didn't know they still existed until I moved to Pennsylvania. And where I'm at, I'm like within a good driving distance from at least 3 drive-ins. So trust and believe, I take advantage of those just because I love the experience. I love like when they play like the classical horror or sci-fi movies and you have vendors there, and so you can get like books or action figures, or whatever. It's awesome. I've done tabling in some of those too. I didn't sell a fucking book, but still, like it was just the experience of just tabling there was fun. So. But yeah, to Elwood's point, VHS was where a lot of us discovered some of these movies too. If they weren't on TV, we would find them on VHS.
Yeah,
and back in the 50s when this movie came out, because back in the 50s when this movie came out, like all the classic 30s and 40s horror and sci-fi movies were being re-released, so people were discovering those movies for the first time. So I'm sure Hammer was like, you know what, the Universal horror movies are still making money. Let's make our own version, and that's what they did. They started making their own versions of the Universal monster movies.
God, man, you remember the Michael J. Fox movie? It was a parody. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Teen Wolf?
Frighteners?
Frighteners, that's the one.
Okay.
Frighteners. But Teen Wolf was pretty funny too, though. Frighteners was very, very peculiar, but that was a fun movie.
Yeah, I would recommend, guys in the chat, like look up your event calendars where you're at. Look for any places that are showing these movies publicly, and just make it a point to go. The experience of going to see these at a theater or at an event, it just adds to the memory of the movie itself.
Another sort of older...
when I saw, hold on, there's a lot of fatiguing going out right here. When I saw Godzilla 1954, yeah, the fatiguers.
Wow.
1954 for the first time in the theater, it was really, it was like, wow.
Oh, you saw it in the theater?
Yeah, because when Realto bought the distribution rights in the early 2000s for the Japanese version,
oh, that's so cool.
They released it in theaters. So
I was really fortunate. Or unfortunate, depending on your perspective, but I had my I don't remember if it was my mom, my grandfather, my grandmother, my uncles, or a combination thereof, got me Godzilla VHSs for Christmas or a birthday one year. I can't remember. Right. And I watched them often, man. Like, I would watch Godzilla day in, day out if you allowed me to as a child.
Yeah,
you have to go outside and play with your friends. Come on, get outside, you little shit. Go play with your friends. You can't just watch Godzilla. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's I love those movies, man.
Godzilla movies were always an event for me as a kid, so I make sure to watch them when you.
Well, they were so bizarre. Like,
yeah,
part of the magic as a kid, it's otherworldly, and it triggers your uncanny valley sensor. You know it's not real, but it's so bizarre and cool. You just you're is transfixed the word? Transfixed upon it? I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. You become obsessed with it because it's it's beyond the pale. Like it's very obviously not real, but it's just cool.
What is this, Prime?
We have live footage of Iberic and his mother.
Oh no! Well, let's go.
Hey, Mom. Why can't 2 Chinese people have a white kid? Because 2 Wongs don't make a white.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry, guys. We're a progressive stream. We don't encourage that kind of racism. So please forgive Prime. He knows not what he
fucking
does.
Joke, you goofy bastard. But I've actually told that joke to her at the dinner table before.
See, I told you we have an exclusive video.
Andrew, please don't laugh. Don't encourage this. We're a united community out here. Please don't divide us. No, Andy, please, no, don't laugh. Don't. Don't give them the ammo, please. Don't. Do
Yeah,
that.
I've told worse jokes to her than that. By the way, far worse.
Lunchcast says he picked up the Fly box set. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that box set. It's a great box set. It's all the classic Fly movies plus the David Cronenberg remakes and the sequel to it. So yeah, it's a
I know
great
what
box
he means. We have the same version in German with the box as the transformation box
right.
from the Cronenberg movie. Yeah, that it's a cool looking box.
Dude, The
But, I
Fly.
think I'm
That's
gonna make it a
another
point.
really.
What is?
The Fly. Someone in
Yes.
chat said they picked it up. That's another really solid sort of like modern horror.
Yes. Very
I
excellent.
really like that movie. That's another movie that I watched it, and for like a year afterwards, I would still think about it intermittently. I'd be like at school, and something would happen to like remind me of a scene. I was just like, dude, this shit is just. What?
Are you talking about the modern version, or are you talking about the 50s version?
I think he means the Cronenberg one.
The Cronenberg
with Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Jeff Goldblum, yes.
Did you ever see Jeff Goldblum's very first movie? It's got Kiefer Sutherland in it. Invasions of the Body Snatchers.
Yes, I have seen that. That's the one where he does the point with the infamous
finger
scream.
pointing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. It's really good. I shouldn't say it's really good. I enjoyed it. I don't remember enough about it to say it's really good. I remember enjoying it though.
I will allow it. Sure.
So you got to see 1954 in the theater, huh?
I did. It was a great experience. I saw that in the theater. I saw the original Metropolis and the restored version in the theater too. Both were good experiences.
I was looking up. Wow. Can't even talk. Aaron.
That's right. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're dying over there. Go ahead. Say your final word.
Yeah. I was just gonna say another movie that messed with me for a while was Scanners.
I can see that. The exploding heads.
No, dude, it just wasn't something I was expecting, right? Not as a kid.
The market failed you.
What just happened?
No,
okay, we're definitely having movie night for Connoisseur 1 and 2 now, because you're gonna see some fucked up shit.
Oh, dude, I've seen scenes. I've seen scenes from Carnosaur. Like,
Carnosaur is a very odd movie. Like that was Corman's rush job to compete with Jurassic Park, but that was an odd movie. It wasn't bad. It has its good moments, and it is a fun sci-fi movie. But yeah, it's a weird movie.
Mango, there's a 3. I didn't even know there was a second one. I've only seen the first Scanners movie.
Yeah, there was a couple of sequels to it for sure. I remember that. Mango's Vincent Price's Fly is scarier. He wasn't okay. For those just for clarity, he wasn't the Fly. He was the brother-in-law of the character who turns into the Fly. The actor was Al David Hedison, who turned into the Fly. Yeah, that movie, the scene when the Fly is revealed was to this day it's still pretty shocking. It's a very shocking reveal. Very well done, in my opinion.
That's generally the way you want to do it, though. You want to build up to it, and you want the person to sort of leave feeling, what was that? Unnerved. You want the viewer to be unnerved.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So I give it a 3.5 out of 4 stars. The Mummy. If you can get it on Blu-ray, get it. It is definitely worthy of being in your collection. I think as a Hammer film, as far as what we've seen so far, it's better than Dracula. I have to rewatch the Frankenstein movies from Hammer to see if I give them a fair shake. But as far as like the Hammer movies so far, it's better than Dracula. Dracula was good. It was a very good Dracula film, but I think the Mummy was a better horror movie from Hammer so far than Dracula. So we're gonna watch Curse of the Werewolf next, and we'll see how that ranks among the Hammer horror films that we've watched so far.
Yeah, they've all been fun so far, to be honest.
Yeah, but the thing with the Hammer movies, as the years go on, they start to lose their quality, and they also tend to go into the realm of lesbian porn. So
Wait, whoa,
no.
hold up. Bring up Andy's comment.
this one here.
Yeah, that's a TV series. I thought that was a movie coming out there. Oh God.
Oh, I missed something there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, God, Oscar Isaac is now being put as Dr. Frankenstein, but I didn't know it was a TV series. I thought it was a fucking movie they were coming out later this October, but apparently it's going to be a TV series. Holy shit!
I don't know that I really want another TV show from him after that abomination that was the vampire show. I don't remember what it was called.
The Strain.
The Strain. Thank you. I don't know that I want another TV show from him.
FX premiere. The Strain. Yes.
Watch Psycho Cop 1 and 2. That sounds awful but entertaining, Mango. I'll have to check it out.
Somebody mentioned Oscar Isaac. Well, there you go.
God damn it! You know they're gay
like
lovers,
AIDS.
right?
AIDS
You know they're-
intensifies.
You know they're gay lovers, right?
I just wanted to show that because somebody brought Oscar Isaac's name, and I saw somewhere that there was an article. Let me see if I can find the article mentioning a picture of Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal cuddling, and how that was an acceptable form of masculinity.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's because, quote unquote, I'm literally quoting here. Pedro Pascal has stated that he has anxiety issues and he needs people to validate his self-worth.
Oh my God, he just wants to perv on women. It's that simple. He wants to touch cute chicks. He's using mental health as an excuse. Let's
and
not
if you
pretend
notice,
otherwise.
and if you notice him at Comic Cons, Einberg, he'll usually start touching random ass women and be like, "I'm sorry, I have anxiety issues."
It is weird. Like I've never heard that before.
Don't worry. They're making him like I don't know if you've seen the new Vanity Fair cover, but they're making him like something about having the be all daddy something, whatever the fuck they're going with now.
That explains it, Plungecast. If that's true, that it was based on a comic, it felt very watered down, like they stretched the plot too thin, and that makes a lot of sense.
Sorry,
I'm
taking. Sorry, I'm taking. I'm sorry, I'm taking.
You'll never be able to wrestle him away from his favorite horse, Mango.
I'm sorry.
I know, I've tried. Mango says, "Trust me, those movies are enjoyable trash." I think he's referring to Psycho Cop 1 and 2, I'm guessing. Well,
is that Maniac Cop?
I don't know. He says Psycho Cop, so maybe
with Robert Zedar.
Enjoyable trash. So the same sort of thing as Rubber, if you've seen that one. It's about.
Oh, look who's here! Oh, look who's here! Sorry, pal. Sorry, Kirbish. You were late. You were absolutely late, and you missed most of it. So your opinion doesn't mean nothing. I'd put you in the ban zone, but I'm not going to strengthen the ban zone. So I'll just call you Kirbish regardless because you're rubbish, Kirbish.
Wait, why is JD Kirby's profile picture Sam Hyde?
Wait, what now?
Yeah, it's Have you seen Rubber?
Is that Sam Hyde?
I don't think that's Sam Hyde.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I don't think that is Sam Hyde.
It's very bizarre. I was not really expecting a psychic tire that goes on killing sprees.
Yeah, Rubber is a fucking stupid movie, but it's
it's enjoyable trash, is what it is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that Psycho Cop is a different movie than Maniac Cop because I only know Maniac Cop, and those movies were pretty funny. And also, I want to say something about Pedro Pascal. That guy should be glad that he co-starred with Bella Ramsey in Last of Us because he wasn't the biggest potato on that movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Actually, I heard from a lot of people that they thought he was the best part of season 1 of Last of Us. But I don't know because I didn't watch the show because I don't care. But that's from what people have said.
I would have preferred someone who actually looks like Joel, but you know.
Right. Blind and deaf people like Pedro Pascal.
Okay. So you want to know something really stupid and fucked up, Einberg?
What?
So there is an actor they could have used to make Joel an actual person look more like him. and you're gonna be like, what the fuck when I show you this? Let me bring it up. Do. Okay, let's see. And what is it? Where is it? Come on, where are you?
I'm trying to get his booty hole plugged.
I hope you guys are appreciating the lobby card for the mummy on screen. It's a nice visual aesthetic.
Honestly, man, it's probably one of my favorite lobby cards. Like, it's just so cool.
You guys are definitely coming down for Heroes Con next year, right?
Yes.
No, I wasn't joking. I will be there.
Yes, we have to make.
And I too. I will probably have the longest way to you guys, but I will take it.
I will be sure to bake a bunch of. I will either bake them before I travel, like the same day I travel, sort of thing, or I will bake them at a Lasmat's house once I arrive there. I'll come like a day early.
This is guys. This is true. I and Prime of the Fact Circle are headed to Heroes Con next year, and Helmet, the Costa show, will be headed there as well. So it'll be a bigger party than this past year.
Yeah, the first time you guys will see my face.
So share my screen right quick.
Last time I did it, I paid for it.
This is Ian Mackin.
Dude, why didn't they pick him?
He is literally, he played on the NBC show called La Brea as Gavin.
He looks like Joel. Like a spitting fucking image. He's just younger. Just give him some makeup to age him up slightly, and he's a perfect Joel.
Yeah, I know. There's whatever the fuck's going on in Hollywood. They're literally just giving roles to people because the executives are being told to do it within whoever's controlling them.
They really are. Like, it's not even about merit. It's just this person's currently popular. Let's use that.
I'm sorry, Guy. I'm sorry, but you don't control people's fun. You can't stop people from having fun. They're going to be here next year at Heroes Con. We're going to have fun. You can't stop it, Guy. So call and see from the band zone. And take Kirbish with you because Kirbish belongs in the band zone too. So there you go.
They come for the handshakes. I have to warn you.
I know they do. They're really looking for fights. They're looking for a fight.
Wait, hang on. They come for the handshakes?
Oh, that's very awkward. I don't like that phrasing, Prime.
Well, I don't either, but he's the one who said it.
You're the one.
I mean, we have to consider that new CG does come a lot.
Well, there's a lot of sex in CG.
Exactly.
And on that note, I think I will call it a stream, as we have teetered off into retarded territory. Any last words?
Retarded.
Heroes Con Indy is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina next year.
Yes, and you will get to see me be paraded around in a wheelchair. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, Prime is going to be cosplaying as a certain triangle. And it'll be at the Charlotte Convention Center next year. So reserve the date. It's going to be a banger.
Make sure you take off your work and have vacation hours saved up.
And on that note, gentlemen, we're going to bid you adieu. And for the rest of you in the chat, thanks for tuning in. And tune in this week for Indie Comic Outliers on Thursday. I'm going to have a guest. I'm going to start bringing people on with books. So we're going to do the thing where we talk about a comic artist of yesteryear from the indie circuit, while we have a person on who has a book to shill. So we'll do that thing. We'll make it entertaining. I won't bore you with book details and all that stuff, but we'll make it entertaining. Hopefully give the guy some backers. So tune in for that. And I will leave you with everybody's favorite outro. Thank you for Helmet. Thank you for Einbrecht. Thank you for Prime. Thank you for you guys in the chat. And aloha.